I'm Kelly Orchard. I'm a real person. And there's a lot of new faces that I've met here lately. So instead of assuming that you know who I am or why I do this work, I thought I'd introduce myself properly. Not as a highlight reel, just as context. So here are 10 things you may not know about me. I travel in a fifth wheel RV with my golden retriever, Kismet. Last summer, I visited numerous radio stations across the country. Movement has become part of how I stay curious. I like to see how people work, where they work, and what they're carrying. Number 2, my radio pedigree runs deep. My dad was part of the boss radio era at KHJ in Los Angeles. That wasn't just a format, it was a revolution in how radio sounded and felt. I grew up around that energy, precision, creativity, momentum. Radio wasn't something we consumed, it was something we built. That lineage shaped how I see the industry. Number 3, my family built and owned 5 radio stations in California. For nearly 20 years, I was the utility player. Promotions, sales, on-air, operations. If there was a job that had to be done, I probably did it. I even have a radio station named after me in Bakersfield, KLLY-FM. That still makes me smile. That's where I cut my teeth, not in theory, in practice. And number 4, I later spent 2 decades in FCC compliance consulting, inspecting stations, building and reconstructing public files, walking into hundreds, well, actually thousands of stations, from major market facilities in Los Angeles and San Francisco to the smallest stations operating out of their transmitter site and living there too. I've seen it all. I understand how radio works from the inside out at every scale. Number 5, I was on track for executive leadership, and my heart had other plans. A cardiac issue stopped me mid-stride. What followed was a 2-year journey to regain my health. That experience didn't just change my body, it changed how I measure success. Number 6, I know grief. I've lost 2 brothers and both my parents recently. My family has lived through storms most people never see from the outside. Grief reshapes you, so does resilience. I've learned how to stay steady when the ground shifts. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Number 7, I went back to school and earned a master's degree in psychology. I became a licensed psychotherapist, not to leave radio, but to better understand what happens when life derails you, when identity cracks, when certainty disappears, when you have to rebuild. Number 8, talking to my radio friends is what led to creating my programs. The industry was struggling, so were the people in it. I became a confidential sounding board, helping broadcasters navigate pressure, burnout, and uncertainty. Those conversations shaped everything that followed. Number 9, my creative background shaped how I teach. Mental health can feel clinical, heavy, abstract. I've always believed it didn't have to. That's where Kelly Orchard's Apple a Day began. 60 seconds on wisdom, success, and personal growth. That's where License to be Badass came from. Be bold, be yourself. Attitude is everything. Decide and be disciplined. Have awareness and stay the course. That's where Flipping the Format on the Fear of Failure and the WKRP framework were born, making leadership tools memorable, usable, and human. The goal was never to make mental health trendy. It was to make it accessible. And number 10, I write novels. Dead Air, The Day the Music Died, is my debut novel. Writing fiction is my hobby and my passion. I pursue it whether I become a bestseller or not. I love telling stories. I love the process. I love honing my craft. Story reaches places instruction can't. When you step back and look at all of it, radio, compliance, grief, heart health, psychology, fiction, travel, it might seem like a lot of different paths, but it isn't. It's one courtyard. Different doors, same center. Radio taught me how to listen. Grief taught me how to stay. Psychology gave me the language for what I've already lived. Story gave me a space to explore it safely. The courtyard isn't a brand. It's a place where all of these experiences meet. It's where discomfort is tolerated, where awareness is practiced, where engagement is chosen again and again. If you've recently connected with me, I'm genuinely glad you did. This isn't a highlight reel, it's context. Now I'm curious. How can I help you?